The Stonewall Riots, Mike Tyson, and Malcolm X are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is June 28th, 2021. It is the 179th day of the year. We got 186 days left. We're getting close to the midway point. It is the 26th Monday in 2021 of the 27th week. It is the 8th day of summer. We got 86 days left until fall. There's no special events today. Nothing. So we're going to jump right into it and see what today's given us in the past. 1919, the Treaty of Versailles is signed, ending the state of war between Germany and the Allies of World War I. 1926, Mercedes-Benz is formed by Gottlieb, which I believe is how you pronounce his name, Daimler, and Carl Benz, merging the two companies and making Mercedes-Benz. 1948, boxer Dick Durbin beats Vince Hawkins at Villa Park in Birmingham to become the first black British boxing champion in the modern era. 1964, Malcolm X forms the organization the Afro-American Unity. 1969, the Stonewall Riots begin in New York City, marking the start of the gay rights movement. Now, this was a big thing going on in the United States with all the turmoil of Vietnam and all the other things hitting the news. This became very important. Back in the day, the police would conduct raids on gay bars on a regular basis. They would have some bogus reason they would give for the raid, but it was just harassment and everyone knew it. So the police raid that began in the early mornings of June 28, 1969 was at the Stonewall Inn in the neighborhood of Greenwich Village in New York City. Patrons of the Stonewall, other village lesbian and gay bars, and neighborhood street people fought back when the police became violent, and it turned into a riot. Now, this type thing wasn't just going on in New York City. It was happening in San Francisco on a regular basis. It was happening in Chicago. And during the riots that began on June 28, 1969, riots began in those cities as well. A year after the uprising, to mark the anniversary on June 28, 1970, the first gay pride marches took place in Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, and San Francisco. Within a few years, gay rights organizations were founded across the U.S. and the world. Today, LGBT pride events are held annually in June to honor the Stonewall Riots. I've talked about it before on this channel. If you ever get a chance to watch Milk, it's about Harvey Milk, the San Francisco politician who was gay, and they talk about all these different riots that were going on there and stuff. It was a very interesting movie, and this was a very interesting story here. 1978, the United States Supreme Court in Regents of the University of California versus Bach bars quota systems in the college admission program. 1997, Holyfield Tyson 2. Mike Tyson is disqualified in the third round for biting a piece of Evander Holyfield's ear off. Yes, he took a chunk of the dude's ear off. If you don't know this, Mike Tyson was just a mess at this point in his life. And he decided to take a chunk out of Holyfield's ear and then later claimed because he'd been getting some low blows and stuff like that. It was just horse crap. He just was losing and decided to take a chunk of the man's ear off. I'm a big Tyson fan, but I've enough common sense to see exactly what was going on here. 2009, Honduran President Manuel Zelaya, I hope I got that right, is ousted in a local military coup following a failed request to hold a referendum to rewrite the Honduran constitution. This was the start of the 2009 Honduran constitutional crisis. Movies released on June 28th, 1985. One of my favorite all-time movies, St. Elmo's Fire. This is about a group of friends just graduated from college and grapple with their new adult lives. It was a great, great movie. Funny thing here, Mare Winningham, who actually went to school with Kevin Spacey and Val Kilmer in high school, she played a virgin, like a 30-year-old virgin or 28-year-old virgin, whatever. She just got out of college, made it through college. She was still a virgin, but while filming the movie, she was actually pregnant in real life. Born on June 28th, too many people to name in one video, but one of my favorite YouTubers, 1989, Markiplier was born. He's an American internet personality. He is also the co-founder of a clothing company called Cloak, along with fellow YouTuber Jacksepticeye. They own that company together. He's an interesting guy. He has one of my favorite voices in the internet. Now, I'm a guy that pays attention to voiceovers and people's voice. He's got a very, very nice voice. He could be a great radio DJ, but he's probably making 10 times as much as the standard radio DJ makes doing YouTube videos. He's been at it a while too. Died on June 28th, 2016, Buddy Ryan, American football coach. During his 35-season coaching career, Ryan served as the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, the Arizona Cardinals, as well as the defensive coordinator for Chicago Bears and Houston Oilers in the NFL. He died at the age of 85 5 following a long illness. He was pretty interesting. He was fiery. And when he was the assistant coach for someone, he had to have been in his early 70s, late 60s. But he got pissed off at one of the other coaches and started throwing punches on the sideline. This is in, NFL. This wasn't when he was like a college coach or something like that. He started throwing punches with another coach on the sideline of like a Monday Night Football game. It was great. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, be productive, and be nice to each other.